Hey friend, it's Laura. Welcome to my Patreon channel. I am so excited you're here today. We've got another September layout, and this one I love so much. This is an idea I had scrap lifting one of my old layouts where I had pinwheels going all across the layout in a diagonal fashion, and I really loved how that layout turned out. But one thing that I thought would take it to the next level if I scrap lifted it this month would be if the pinwheels actually moved. So in my original scrapbook layout that I am scrap lifting today, I had pinwheels that were glued down to my paper, and for this one I wanted to create pinwheels that would actually move and you could actually twirl them on my page. Since September's scrapbooking challenge for my Patreons is interactive layouts, so I am so excited to dive right in here. You can see I started by creating my pinwheels, and I will link the process video for the first layout I had created down below. It's the one that I'm scrap lifting today, and you'll be able to see in more detail how I put the pinwheels together. But essentially, I cut different size squares out of different patterned papers, and then I cut in diagonally from each corner of the square towards the middle, and then I fold down one corner of each of those quarters that I had cut. So I'm kind of explaining it quickly, but hopefully you can see here in the video how that comes together, and I will also link that other one down below where I show you a few more times and you can get a better sense for that. So the primary thing that is going to allow me to actually be able to move these pinwheels on my page and have that really fun interactive element is to use brads to fasten them down. And I had attached a brad to one of mine, and then I realized I don't have a whole lot of brads to work with for this layout. I am almost entirely out. I only have one pack, and I didn't want to use them all on this layout. So I got really crafty and I made my own brads using this gold wire that I had in my stash already, and I just kind of twirled it around some pliers to create a circle base, and then I cut off two little tail ends on there. And that would allow me to poke the tails through my pinwheels, and then I would have that circle base of the gold wire up on top where I could attach any embellishment onto to be the circle of my pinwheel, just like a brad kind of has like an enamel dot in the middle of it. So that's what I ended up doing, and I used some of these puffy stickers to create a center for some of my pinwheels, and then I also use enamel dots, those gold enamel dots that you can see on the screen. I end up using some of those to be the center of my pinwheels. And to adhere them, I just used some hot glue. I thought that would be best. And the most important thing to remember here, if you're going to make your own brads and you want the pinwheels on your page to actually move, is to put the hot glue on top of the circular part of your brad and then let it dry for just a moment. Let it kind of get tacky so it's not so wet, and then push your embellishment down onto it. And that will make sure that that enamel dot is only adhered to that wire circular base of the brad and not to the paper pinwheel below it. If you go smushing it down when the glue is all wet and stuff, it would probably adhere all of those layers together. But if you just give it a moment to get a little bit tacky and a little bit more dry, that'll keep the enamel dot only adhered to the topmost surface there, which is what you want. That way you can poke your pinwheels through the back and they will be able to twirl all day. So you can see here I gave a photo mat to my photo after I cut it down in size, and this layout is an 8 by 8 layout that I am creating for our Bunnies mini album, and his name is Albus Dumbledore. We love him so much, and I've created an 8 by 8 mini album for him, and I think I have one or two layouts from that mini album. I have process videos for those on my YouTube channel. Later last year, I think late fall 2018, I posted a couple of videos about that. So it's about time I dive back into this mini album and create some more pages for it. And I just love all of the color in this photograph here. It's just a picture of him laying down in the craft room, and you can see all of my different 6x8 Project Life albums behind him and my December daily albums behind him, and there's so much color there. Plus he's a colorful bunny. He's got gray and orange and tan fur. So I thought that would be super fun to bring in the colors from the albums and bring in the colors from the color of his fur and just have some fun pops of color in these pinwheels going across the page. Once I arrange my pinwheels in a manner that I like, I go ahead and I fasten them through onto my layout in a permanent spot, and there they will be able to twirl around, and I love that so much. And then I'm grabbing some more of these puffy stickers that I had used for the center of some of these pinwheels, and I'm grabbing more of those puffy dots and kind of filling in the diagonal, the visual diagonal that I had already created going across the page using the pinwheels. And I'm going to fill it in some more. I've got some rub-ons here. I really love these rub-ons so much. I thought they were kind of like a champagne-y, foily pink, pinkish brown, but they're actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's more like a purplish. And there's no foil to it at all. Like, it's not shiny at all. And I actually think that's perfect for this layout because the album that I'm putting this in, I had created the base of the album and the pages that I've already created to go in it using last year's Auburn Lane line from, I think, Pink Paisley, and that had a ton of purple in it. So I love that I was able to bring more purple into this layout and kind of bring more of those fall tones and the muted fall tones into this layout despite all of the color. And then the other technique I'm going to be using in this layout, besides the interactive pinwheels, is to create a border around my layout using different words. So I've got my phrase stickers here, and in case you're wondering, almost everything in this layout comes from my Wild Hair kit this month. I love this kit so much, and I loved all of these puffy phrase stickers here. These are from the new Truly Grateful collection by Paige Evans, and I really love them, and I felt kind of sad using so many of them on one layout to frame out the entire layout. But I also thought it was kind of perfect, and it would be really cute to do that, and it would bring more color in, and it was a good way to tie in all of the colors that I had on my pinwheels. So as you can see, the pinwheels have purple and pink and orange, and those phrase stickers, doing them around the edges there, allowed me to pull all of those colors in from the pinwheels and kind of create a border using all of those colors around the edge of my page. And then I put down a few more of those purplish, brown, grayish rub-ons, and you can see here how that turned out. I think it's really beautiful. I especially love all the little hearts going across the page, filling in that diagonal. And then I also put down a couple of phrases. And I'm not going to do any journaling on this page. This is going in a mini album that will have a lot of journaling in it already, so I figure it is a-okay to sometimes just create a layout that is all about the art and the fun and the making. And I'm going to spend a considerable amount of time here showing you all the details of this layout. I think it turned out so cute and colorful, and all of these colors is not something I usually do in a layout, but I think it turned out really fun, and I'm so glad that I tried it. And I especially love the pinwheels. I think they are so playful and fun, which is perfect because this picture of our bunny is actually from when he was a playful little bunny last year when we got him. He was just a baby, and he was so curious and loved to explore everything, and he's still very curious, but less hyper now, which is good. So you can see here, I'm going to show you how every single one of these pinwheels can rotate. They can go in full circles, and I love how any bit of movement, if you touch the page at all, kind of creates a new look every time you look at it if the pinwheels are in a slightly different spot or different position. So I really love that. I love how interactive this is, and I think it's so fun and whimsical to have that moving element on your scrapbooking layout. So I hope you have enjoyed this process video and it encourages you to get scrappy today. Thank you so much for being one of my patrons, and I am so grateful for you. I hope you are finding these process videos to be helpful and inspiring, and I cannot wait to bring more to you this month. I will catch you in the next video. Bye!